Welcome to Elden Ring. My name is Nilaus and I love making guides for all sorts of things Elden Ring, so I decided to make a very extensive guide for everything in Leyndell Capital Legacy Dungeon. I absolutely love this place and I think it's one of the best and most fun and interesting games, interesting zones of the game, so I wanted to make a complete guide for everything here. This is how I split it. I split it into 8 different zones, so you can use the scrubber below the video to jump to the section you want, or maybe even split the video into several settings, because I know it's a long video and maybe that's not the best for YouTube performance and all that, and I don't care. I love making these videos, so if you love watching them, be sure to hit the like button and consider subscribing to help out my work on these guides. Let's dive into the first area of this dungeon. The first area is the Draconic tree Sentinel. How to get access to this area. We're gonna start out here. This door behind is closed until you have 2 great shard bearer runes. So you need to kill 2 of the main bosses before you can even get in here, despite killing him. Now I'm gonna do this on horseback because, you know, honestly, it's pretty trivial on horseback compared to what you would do on the ground. So if you do here, basically the idea is I want to stay behind him, which isn't that difficult because he has big attacks, and you can always just ride away if there's some bullshit movements like that, where it just targets you. That's really difficult to avoid. But in here, he attacks way too slow, so you can get in a good attack behind. I'm not saying, and it's also much easier to go around and heal if you're on horseback. So I would definitely take this guy out from horseback. He will take a few hits once in a while, but that's okay. And at this point, you can just see with his AoEs and all that stuff, it's so much easier to get a view of what's going on when you're on horseback, and you can also easily avoid that. So that attack, he leaps a lot forward, which is dangerous if you are in front, but not really dangerous if you're on horseback. And we are done. So definitely, this is a horseback enemy on the horseback fight from my perspective, and you get access to the fog gate behind, and you can now go into the legacy dungeon, get a few items. What we're going to do here is we are going to move on in and move into the first zone. There is a grace up here. You might have been teleported into the Rampart at an earlier stage from an earlier teleporter, and I have, so that's why I already have this location. The first zone inside is actually the East Rampart, and as I mentioned, you might have been here before from a teleporter, so there will be a few items that are missing as we do our walkthrough, because we've already picked them up way earlier in the game, and at that point I did not consider that I would want to come back and make sure that I picked up everything. Let's turn on our lights as we send the elevator up to the ramparts. Now here is usually an item, so you can get that, and also I think it's in this little cathedral? No, chapel. It's a chapel. There's also here, and we go up and we see our first actual units, and I think it's probably in that chapel we get teleported to when you do the teleport, and then you can either go up and go like, yeah, that's probably not it, and then go down again. And up here we get our first glimpse at the city from this location out there, and it's just absolutely wonderful, this location. And we can already now go into our first inside here. Now since we are inside Leyndell, if you rest here, Bok will spawn right in front of us, and also you will be able to talk to Melania, and yeah, so I don't want to do that. I want to save the quests for you, but I want to just let you know that it's there. By the way, behind us, when we came out the door, to the right is a locked door that we'll use as a shortcut coming back. And these enemies are the most pathetic enemies in the game, I think, maybe except for the Albinorics, with their cartwheeling silliness. But these ones are basically snowmen with soap bubbles. I don't know. There's nothing dangerous about them. I have yet to see them being dangerous in any way, shape or form. They are, well, they're just free bundles of runes. Thank you very much. Even the big one here is trivial and then some. Now I should say that I'm probably a bit over leveled here, so things might be blowing up a bit faster than it is for you. Instead of running into that broken statue, we go down, and underneath here there is one page in here And we just take him out carefully, neatly, and nothing else in this room. And then we just start looking at this. Here's an hello snowman. And if we do go that way, then we avoid the broken statue up top, and we go this path here. And then we have, oh no, this is as much damage as you can ever expect to get from these with their soap bubbles. Snowmen with soap bubbles. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know what the concept is, but dangerous is it not? It's funny thing, like this. There are just enemies that are absolutely disgusting, and then there are enemies that are just really pathetic. And well, those snowmen are the pathetic sort. And we look at this. There's a lot of things going on here, but or a lot of things look like it's going on, but not really. And these can be attacked from the back, and then they are very much not dangerous at all. And from here, the only path forward is taking the elevator down and going into the actual city. And that's actually where we get to the next part. So now we made it from the Rampart into the city. And we're going to go into the city, and we'll take the upper cathedral city, take it basically to the left of the main road through the city. I want to split it in a way that makes sense. And that's where we are doing it now. So once we are going here, now we are out into the city. We can see there is a guy down there. We'll get down to him in a bit, but not just now. So going into this room, this is an important room because there is a ladder, and man, is it easy to forget that there's this ladder, and then you miss so much content. I'm just saying it because I missed that ladder myself. You walk around, you can jump over this ledge here, but if you do, you fall into a room with a couple of enemies in. There's no reason to do that. We want to take those enemies out in a timely and proper fashion. Here you also have an option to jump on over. I wouldn't recommend skipping things in this way. The way I'm guiding you through it is a pretty clean way that will get us through everything, and it'll also not sort of skip anything either. So this if you jump on over, I don't worry, anything you see out in the world, we will get to that. And if not, I'm sure that you will leave a comment about, you know, you missed this butterfly at the corner. Please do. So here, don't take the one that's sitting, because he will aggro the other one or pull in the other one, but use the opportunity that we now took this path so we can get a nice backstab. These guys are, well, they're kind of dangerous, so let's if we can get a good backstab in on them, then that's a great start. And I think that's also the point of me doing it this way. And then we go around, and the one we saw look down on, that's the one. There's one guy to the right, but he is a small one, and he needs to get up, so we use the opportunity here to get a backstab. That's not a backstab. Anyway, we just keep him staggered. There. There we go. We kill those, and we get some Michaela's Lily for this. Again, it's all about just making sure that we clear everything out. I will also try, anytime we rest at a bonfire, that's not a bonfire, it's grace, then I will try to reset the day to morning so we get as much daylight as possible. And then we go into you can also jump down here. I just mark this because I think we'll be looking at it later, or not. This is progression, so that's how we get out of this little area. This room we're coming into is the room where you could jump down from above, but if you jump down from above, then you're kind of missing. You're kind of landing on top of these, and it's not so great. Ow, 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 ow. Careful about those. That being said, 3 enemies in here, and we got some juicy warming stones. I don't know what, that's the worst loot you can imagine. There. And we have to find the right way back. So we come back to the room with the stairway down. We bypass that one instead of and roll through the crates to get a backstab on one of the big knights. Out here, we have a page whistling or doing the flute. There we go. Here, if we look down at this location, that's not where I wanted this one to be, where the red one, where we dropped the red one, but it's actually not. So we'll drop another one down here just in case. That is the red one. And we can now go back, and now we need to get to the progression. No, we are going to remember the room where I said there's a ladder. we are going to take that ladder and go up, because that's also limited. Although you could say you could also wait with that ladder, because that ladder is also our access to the rooftops, and we do need to go on a journey on the rooftops. I don't want to go on the rooftops now, and I wouldn't recommend it, because you're going to be traveling over a big area that you haven't cleared yet. So if you fall down, then you're going to land at a place you haven't cleared, and then you have to find your way back. So we get a seedbed curse for our Dung Eater quest. Nice. Or actually everything but nice. This is where you get out on the rooftops, like that. Like this is rooftop gaming, and you have to walk all the way up and do a lot of jump shenanigans, but we'll come back to that later. I want to make sure that we do all the stuff on the ground first, and then we clear the rooftops afterwards. All right, so now we need to go for the progression. That's not this way. Thank you. Go through this room and out here and to the left, where I emphasize that this one is the progression. This gives us access to the main road, from which we can go out to different locations. To the left here, there's an item that baits you into taking it, but if you take it, there's an ambush, and it'll also probably trigger this guy. But you can sneak up, get a backstab, and then you nullify a lot of the danger with these knights with their backstab. And I would just recommend doing it that way. And there's a guy around the corner. There we go. Of course there's always, and then we get some fan daggers. So we now go to the main road of this. We are now getting in here. This is the transition into the main road. Main road will have many access points to either side. I will only take access points to what is looking at to the left, because that's the part we're taking, and then we'll go to right afterwards. We have weirdly a Erdtree avatar falling in here. Yeah, I don't think that's worth it, but let's by now we should somewhat remember their routine. Jump away, roll away, and then we go in for a jump attack. Boom. Roll away, roll away. They have longer range than I think, so that's why I'm always doing that. Roll away, and then we can rinse and repeat. And we get this annoying summoning a lot of bullshit for honors. So since there isn't a lot of room to maneuver, we decide to get hit by a lot of those. And we roll in, and well, that's it. It's dead. And what do we get for our trouble? A Lord Rune, a bunch of souls in a nice box. So we are when running this way, we can we are only going to do the stuff on the right hand side, and just as I say that, we're probably going to take side path this way. So I said only on the right side, and then I go to the left side. Why do I do that? Well, because this is opening up a shortcut, so you don't have to go through the stuff that we just cleared, and instead we can go this way. I'm going to be sneaking past. Again, the reason why we sneak past is because this is a Crucible Knight, and Crucible Knight can be dangerous, and there's no reason to die at this point and then have a long corpse run through the city. Instead, we will go here, trigger the elevator, which goes all the way up, as elevators do. No jump offs on these elevators. I'm thoroughly disappointed about it, but that's just the way it is. We open the door, and now we have a shortcut. This is where we saw the first snowman with the soap bubbles and this absolutely gorgeous city out here. Now we can go down and we can take out the Crucible Knight if we want to, and we do. And then we just need know that if we die, we can easily come back this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a sneak attack on this guy and just follow his normal movement patterns. We've fought these before. Well, I guess I'm just going to be greedy. Has some big swings. And then he's already jumping to this. And that's a good opportunity to jump to the side and get some more attacks. You probably need maybe a few rotations more. This is a very good weapon since we did Volcano Mana before. So we're already up to a +9 weapon on this Blasphemous Blade. And we just heal up. So here is a progression over to the right, which will get us to the lower city. I just call it the lower city because it's further down, but we're not going to do it. That's going to go into this lower city, which we're not going to do now, but we're going to do this area that I'm encircling. That is the upper city. So what we're going to do is we're going to take any path in between the buildings that we can see. Around here there is a lot of knights or footmen. There's one knight, so I go in. There's a guy behind the crates with a horn, but I'd rather fight 6 of the small ones and kill this guy first than anything else. So yeah, he blows the horn and that triggers everyone. It doesn't really matter because they'll be nice and come in slowly for us. Unfortunately, there's not much light between the buildings, and as you can see, it's easy to take these out even though they are swarming us. There we go. There, 6 of those. I'd rather take 6 of those than 1 extra knight. So we go around here. And here we have an item, and we have this item. Oh, this impet gives +2 faith. That's actually nice. That item up there, it bugged me a bit, but we'll get it when we get up to the roof. Then that is a drop off that we can get to that point. But it's really important to do that, to notice that, because it's easy to miss. Now this part, I am not going to do a walk through this area. It's just a short path that goes out here. And it goes basically out of this zone, but you can't get out of the zone until you killed the final boss of this area. So there's no point in going there anyway and clearing it, because you probably do take a rest before you complete the entire dungeon, and then the whole thing will have respawned anyway. So that's basically, in my definition, it's just on the way out. So therefore we kind of don't do it, because I want to end with the main boss. Now we're moving here. This is where we came out. And then we start looking for other places to go to the left. Here is an opening, so let's take that one and see what's in here. This is the area with the dogs. Basically, if you look at it from one side, the first entrance into the side is the one we just took with the knight and the footman. Then we have the one we came from. Then we have the dogs here, and then we have the next one. There should be one more, right? No more dogs. No more doggos. Up there, we've been up here, and we could jump on over if we wanted to. We did not. And this is where we came from. So there are, I believe, 4 entrances, maybe even 5. Yeah, there's 5, because we can also go behind the next toppled over caravan. We need to go up on that one. That's easy. So we have an entrance here. This is the 3rd entrance, 4th entrance to this side. And around here, I take the perfumer first. But the other ones are pretty well camouflaged, to be honest. But slash, slash, and then we have one more knight. And swing and a miss. But that gives us a knight backstab. And backstab gives us 15 focus points, so that gives us a bit more sustain for this fight. Okay, the smithing stone. And it's time for us to jump on the roof to get that stuff for the caravan. Oh, I guess we'll just go up here. This part up here, you can get a bit overwhelmed, because there's some to the left, some to the right, and there are also a few knights. These footmen are pretty simple. But let's get to the roof first. Nope, I guess not. Boom, dead. Even through the shields, I think it's because we jump over the shields. Alright, I guess we take this. This is a dead end anyway, so we can take that side first. A few soldiers, not a big deal. Ow. As you can see, every kill with the Blasphemous Blade, we heal a bit. So here's a broken statue. We don't really have a good option to get behind it. So we just run straight at it and then make a sharp turn so we can get around it. And I try to see if I can go over and get a critical attack, but nope, doesn't seem to be a critical attack, so we just kill. And we pick up the few items that are lying under here. Somber Smithing Stone and Golden Rune and another Golden Rune. So, I mean, just a bit of goodies, and then we can head back. So this end here, I've been looking carefully. There isn't really anything there. We can jump down to it, or we can jump down from it, but that's about it. So we can continue up here on this level, or we can go down to where we came from. Now we're going to jump out on this little roof. Not because we really want anything out here, but it actually is, well, let's actually go here. And we get some holy grease. So now we can continue up here. If we continue up here, then that kind of leads to the 5th way up here. We're now getting closer to the dragon weapon here. There's a knight. Yeah, if they buff, you go in quickly. Wow, that's a... Okay, things are not looking great. With two knights, it's getting a bit more annoying, but that's okay. He just opened his shield as we were getting close. And this one, you can just wait for him to get out and then get a backstab or just kill them normally. Guard encounter is just our bread and butter. Go to the back here, there's an item and a unit. Which one bolts? Oh, this guy is apparently impossible to hit. There we go. It also gives us a bit of a reprieve from a knight and an archer knight. That archer knight is annoying, so you really want to break line of sight with him. There. There we go. The other one was just a footman, but the knight, archer knight, is annoying. And so we come out over here and go into the next area. Gravelstone. Why does that look like it's a valuable item? It is not. You can also come up this ladder, or this staircase. So from here, we're going to start to see if we can get a backstab. Yes, please. There's an item down there that we will get. And now we have 3 enemies at once. So, well, I just wanted fishing for that crit, but nope. Over here, there's an item that we need to get, right? Yeah, there we go. Tarnished golden sunflowers, and up above our head, right there, there's an item. Don't worry about it right now. You can't get it until much, much later, and we will get it. It's a legendary weapon, so that's not bad. We'll jump down there, but we have a few things we want to do first, because over here we have a lion guardian, misbegotten, whatever, and it also has a perfumer just to make it even more annoying. So we fought many of those before, so we should know somewhat what to do. Hit and roll under. That was not a good roll under, but we'll get a bit of damage in. The fact that there's a perfumer as well is really annoying to me. Ow. But we're almost getting it. And jump. Oh, that's a bad jump. I jumped instead of waiting for it to roll over. And we got it. And now we can deal with the perfumer that we get for our troubles. 1 smithing stone 6 and beast blood and an old bang. Well, it's a thing. Right. So the reason we cleared this area was just there are a few items over here. Well, we cleared it for 2 reasons. One is we have to clear everything, so that we do that. And the other one is because there are a few items over here. And we can also look at a location we get to much, much later. And it's always nice when they show us this location here. There are some poisonous plants as well in this area. It's going to take a long time. We're going to go up on that branch to even get there. But it's nice to see those kind of things, and as soon as you see that branch, you just know that you have to get up there at some point. Now, nighttime is almost falling. We can go down here. This is also a way up, so this is what I would call the 5th way up to this side. And we're still not done. We still have that area up here. And the place below this area, we can take it from below, but we can also take it from above, obviously. And if we take it from above, we get this item. Here, I think it's a stone sword key. It is. And then we also get the opportunity to do a jump attack on this knight instead of having him shoot at us, because right over at the entrance there is a guard with a horn, so he will aggro all the other ones. In here, and there is a way down to the sewers. It is a weird location, and it just connects some things. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark this, because I need to make sure that we come back to this location later on. But I don't want to go in here because it ties into other areas, and then suddenly we are in a different area that I don't want to be in right now. And that just leads back in there. So we just mark it so that we know that we're going to come back. I'll be referencing where it leads a few times as we get by, because it's basically a shortcut that ties two areas together, and it's completely useless, but hey, it's there, it's important. So we pull these. There are 3 on the stairs up to the gate, but the gate cannot open from here, but you know, still gotta do it. And we do the counter attack here. Let's see if we can get to behind you. Ow! That was a hell of a lot. Oh right, it had determination on, so that's why it hurt so much. And we go back here, get fish for a bit more focus points. Get our buffs. That's annoying, that one. So fighting these knights straight up is annoying compared to it's a repulsion thing. There we go. We gotta get them while they are not blocking. Good. So it's didn't take damage, but it's still just a bit of a technical fight. These lightning dried liver, and this is not even a door. It will be. Don't worry. Now we'll just run back. We'll just run quickly because we just want to get back, because I said that we also needed the rooftops. So we're going to take the rooftops because the rooftops is actually the only thing missing, and we are back here. Up the ladder. And now we can go out on the rooftops. So the reason why is because it is likely that you will fall down during these jumps, and if you fall down to an area that you haven't cleared, it's just going to be a bad time, and especially an area that I haven't done in the walkthrough, then it gets a bit more complicated because you don't know how it ties together with everything else. But if you fall down now, you will fall down into an area that's empty, hopefully, and also if all things being equal, if it's not empty because you either haven't cleared it or you died during the clear, wow, look at how quickly the shadow moves across the country, moves across the city. Jump, barely making it, but we make it. Then, oh, this by the way is the worst jump. You have to jump on this, and oh, not yet. We have to do this one first. Here, and we have a knight over here. Yeah, so if you fall down, then at least you will be falling down to a place that you know what it is and then know how to get back. And there we go, we got that taken care of. And the interesting thing about this is now, around this corner, and here, this is the item we looked at from below, and I said we'll come back to it when we start doing the rooftops. That's what we did now. And we got our golden rune 9 for our troubles. So that was one that was haunting me for a while to figure out how to get to that. But we got it, and now you got it as well. Here. It is possible to get up. There's a little step. There's a little step. You can do it. Come on. Yeah. Now, this jump is difficult, but it can be done. And as you maybe saw, there was a very smooth cut there because I cut out the 17 attempts where I failed that jump. I'm sure it's easier to do it another way, but it took a lot of tries, and it always takes a lot of tries for me to do that. So what we need to do is we need to get over there. Jump. And take out these gargoyles. Now, I really wish there was something really nice on top of the roofs here, but there's just a few things here and there, a bit of golden runes and that kind of thing. I mean, we'll take it, but it would be nice to some juicy, interesting thing. Maybe a weapon that we'll never use or something to that effect. In any case, it's here. By the way, all of these jumps have to be running jumps, so you gotta get your running jumps down for this. Don't just move and run, but you have to run and then jump. And there's backstab. Might as well fish for more. We are at 9 flasks in this area, so we've been using, what is that, like 3 flasks we've been using, and we're pretty healthy on jump there. This is the last area, and we jump over here, and this is the last item. So all of this was basically for a stone sword key. I mean, I'll do it, but sometimes it would be nice to get something better. Even though, of course, like getting an Asher War that we never use, or a Summoning Ashes that we never use, whatever. So now we are down here at the end. We've cleared everything on the left side, and we're ready for the next area. The next area is the lower capital city, and that is where we have started here. So we have the shortcut to our right, where we have the Crucible Knight and the elevator up, so you can always come back to this location if you want. We'll just check over here because I thought there was something, but nope, alas, nothing here. And we go back. So now we go into the lower city. It has a distinctly different feel to it and different enemies as well. But it's still a city, and it's still something that still has a lot of interesting things. Now here we go immediately on the rooftops, because there's one item on the rooftop, and I guarantee you if I don't take it immediately, I'm gonna forget it. So we do this. Over here there is one item. Black bow. This area, it just screams boss arena, and you would be right if you think that's the boss. Oh no, boss arena for a little bonus boss. So we come back. This is the staircase up here. That's where we came from, so we're just back to where we started. The main enemies here are not knights, but it's just these silly zombies. They are super easy for us because we will use them for healing and for focus points regeneration. So it's going to be absolutely, absolutely wonderful to just slaughter our way through these. Even a jump attack. Get an item, and then some of the zombies are going to revive in the meantime. Buff up, and if you buff up, then circle around, get some more focus points, and these just take them out. So this city is split into small sections, and you could create city blocks if you wanted to, but don't think we want to mix our terminology up here. There, a skeleton, a good old-fashioned skeleton, and there are two more skeletons. So let's take them out. Good old backstab, and if we're fast, we can also go over here. Good old backstab, and before it rises again. There we go. And for our troubles, we get yet another stone sword key. It's like we get a lot of these stone sword keys here, so it's nice. This item moving forward is actually kind of progression based, so I don't want to go in here yet. So it will actually take the stuff below ground that goes up to that was just basically for us to check where on the map we are. Over here we have a little boss arena. It's pretty clear. We go in here, get the buff up from this guy, and what we are seeing is an ulcerated tree spirit. By now we've killed a lot of these, so we should know the moveset pretty well. It's all about the stagger. So jump attack, and jump attack. Alright, good stuff. If I could get a fourth one in, I'm pretty sure I would be able to just get it. And jump attack. There you go. And it's down. And more jump attack. Yes. And more jump attack. And we take... I got greedy, so we take the damage from its attack. And dodge through that, and we kill it. Maybe you'll need to do a few more iterations on this. Get a golden seed at this point. I don't know. Can we have 14 flasks, so all the golden seeds are completely useless. If you know what to use golden seeds for at this point, then let me know, because I just accrue golden seeds like crazy, and there's nothing to use them for. It's really weird. Like, you can't even just have a backup thing. So here's the dragon. And that's the balcony avenue up there. That's where we could get to that room where I said that's kind of progression. That will get us up there. There's a grace up there if you want to. Down here there's a little sewer river thing that we will do shortly. This goes back. So we have something in the other city block. I'm going to do it. And we go into this area now. Here's a knight that is not really doing his job as a guard. So we just relieve him of his duties. Now, what's really important is that there is a massive, massive dungeon underneath the city called the Subterranean Shining Grounds. I have a very extensive walkthrough. It is as long as this one, more than an hour worth of a walkthrough with everything in the Shining Grounds and below, and even more below that as well. These sewers you see here are not connected to the Subterranean Shining Grounds. So this is just like small sewers and a very small and closed off area. They are not connected. It's super important to not get carried away on this. So you can go down here and you can clear everything, and that's what we're doing, just taking out a few rats as you would expect, and going all the way over here for a guilty hood, I think, isn't it? It is a guilty hood, and then going all the way back. Nothing there, no branches, no side things, no access to the massive dungeon below. I will show you when we get there, how to get there, and then also link to the video on the walkthrough, because you absolutely want to take that zone. That is the best zone of the game, I think. I mean, I don't know, this is the best zone of the game, and the Subterranean Shining Grounds is also the best. I think the Subterranean is so good because it's so surprising how ridiculously big it is. So here's another little city block we move up to. We can only get into this one either by climbing some stairs or by going here. So we have an Omen Killer. We've also killed a few of those. It's actually really nice that we've killed a number of these kind of enemies before, so you kind of know their movement pattern. And we get a Grace for our trouble. It's nice to have a Grace, otherwise we only had the original Grace back up at the Ramparts, so we can now have one in the lower city as well. And we find that Fia has been here, Lionel is no more, and a deathbed dress that I am not going to try on, although as tempting as it is. Down here there's a drop down, and there are a couple of rats. I'll mention when we get there again. For some reason I missed an item over here. That's a nice item that we missed. That location with the bell tower, and that is a shortcut. It's actually a shortcut from the other sewer that we looked at, and we can hear. You can also hear now there's a shimmering, there's a scarab nearby, but we'll get to that. We have to go down into the sewers again to get further on. Now we've done everything that direction, so we need to go here. And just looking again, this is also the only way to get access to the remaining part of this of the lower capital city. So we need to go down into the sewers. Goodbye rat, and goodbye hand. And then we got a bit of strength. Those two rats are the rats we could see below ground. Oh wow, these rats are dodgy. Good. And every time I see some loot from a rat, I always think, come on, give me a rune out. But nope, it's not. This was the race we could just jump down before. We said there was a place to jump down. Careful about the hands. And we take this path, which has a few more hands. I shoot them with fire arrows. That means sometimes they catch fire and then they are kind of docile. But also we have a fire weapon, so we have a big hand. Up here, we'll look at that afterwards. There is a path up top, which is connecting a couple of things, and I just jump in and get that fire damage in, and that just staggers it enough that we can kill it without ever getting an attack. And we get a Somber Smithing Stone 4 for our troubles. So up there we can see a ladder. That ladder connects to the point we marked on the map. So that goes down here, go over, and opens up in the lower city. But if we took that before, it would be a weird way to get into the lower city, and I think it would be just confusing. So we didn't do it, and it's a shortcut that you'll probably never use. Poison bone dart, weird. Now we continue, and this is the part where we could jump down from the city block with the Omen Killer. And we have another hand. Jump down. And we go in here. Get some decent butterflies. That, on the other hand, here is something we're gonna get not in this video, but actually in a completely different video, because that's oh, these two. No, my least favorite enemy. Those two are. That loot is part of the other dungeon, the Subterranean Shining Grounds access. And we can now jump down. This is the reason why we take it from this side. You can also take it another side if you go up to the avenue balcony and then move this way. then you can get to this point and climb down the ladder instead. But then you really can't take the statue. So this is a better way into this area, I think. And then we climb up, and then we're back up top. We'll actually come up to the avenue balcony, and also this is an important part because this is the location where you climb up on the ladder, up on the dragon, the dragon ring, and the dragon ring is... This is the balcony avenue. We've taken this part over here. We've taken this part over here. And now we don't have that part yet. And we don't have this avenue balcony at this point. So the first thing we want to do is go down behind. And there's the most boring city block in this area. Because there's just nothing here in this little location. I wonder if it's just made so empty that just so that you think you might have been here before. There's some gravelstone. I don't know why we want that, but hey, there's some gravelstone when there's a big dragon nearby. And nothing there. But what we can do is go up here, and then we can actually get access to another area, another little city block that we didn't actually have access to before. I thought this one was like, oh, okay, well, this is the same one we just went to, but it's not actually. This is another one. And how do we know? Because this is where the shimmering is. So go in here. And we get a Ash of War Thunderbolt. Oh, we hear the flapping, right? This is jumping down to the sewers down with the hands. Ugh, I don't like these. Kill them as they approach. Down here. Yep, this is down where we killed the hands. That splatter of white is hand goo. And there's a way out as well. This way out is not actually a way out to the main path, but it's a way out to the alterated tree spirit zone. So we take that turtle. Pickled turtleneck. Sure, we'll take it. And this is also, this zone is super important because this is where you also get your... we're actually going to go out of this area. We need to come back. We will come back. But that area we were just in is also where you get the access to the subterranean shunning grounds. Now what we want to do here is we want to make our way back. Nope, we can't make our way back. So we make our way to the sewers. So what we want to do is we want to get to that one. Move all the way back to that so we can take that access. So it's going to involve a bit of running. What we're going to do is we're going to run here. We're not, it's really complicated to find your way through this. So what I just thought, you know, let's do it in real time so we all get the overview of where to go. And here it is. This gets us access to the top. This is a pretty intense room, so go in, kill the one on the right. And then keep moving, because otherwise you will get wrecked by all of these lightning attacks. That one. Keep going. Ow. And we have one left, and we're going to reward you with a backstab. So, if you stand still, it's going to be a bad time. Yeah, clarifying boluses. That's weird that we get clarifying boluses because there's nothing doing frenzy flame around us, so... worrying. And we get yet another stone sword key, and we have a ladder that gets us up. So let's get up here. This one takes us up to what's called the avenue balcony, and that's the sort of location that ties together the long ladder we did from the basement up where we had to go up on the dragon, and also now this one. They are connected, and we get a grace. This is also a really nice grace to have. And then we can do this avenue balcony. That's what we're going to do. It is actually easier to take it from the other side. So, because if you go here, that's where they are facing. Oh yeah, we wanted to... the whole point, we wanted to go back to the main road. And that's here. So we need to go back to the location where we had marked the entrance to the sewers. But we are not. That's not here. This is where we had the dogs. We'll keep going further and look for another entrance. Yep, a bit further. Go in here. Now I have rested, so things are coming up again. And the problem with this is, if you go in this way, you will If he blows the horn, he will aggro the archer, and those archers are annoying. Ow. And then for some reason he just decided not to do anything, but that's okay. And we got in here so that we can take this little ladder down, and we just remove it somehow, and drink a potion. I don't know, I'm panicking. Sorry about that. Nope. Sorry. And there we are. This is the location with the big hand below, and we can now run up here. As you can see, if we taken this one immediately, kick down the ladder. There's nothing on the roof. There should be something on the roof, but there's nothing on the roof. And we get down to this area. This is where we had the... Nope, it's not the Omen Killer. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna run all the way through again, because we want to get up to the avenue balcony. And up on the avenue balcony, we want to clear the knights that are here. They are here. And if you clear them from this side, we just got the grace that is straight ahead of us up through that doorway there. And they're all facing that way. But if you take them from this side, it is just so much easier. 3 of these knights at the same time is not a good time. But if you take them like this, then it's, well, a good time. And we just wait for one to come patrolling around the corner. Oh really, I love when they start buffing, because that's a perfect opportunity to go in. And this guy, he didn't even notice. He's just waiting in his ambush, so let the ambusher become the ambushee. And there we go. And kill him. Now we can always leap over the guard post of the fence here to get to the lower city again. This is connecting all the areas of the lower city together, so you can always get to any one location from here. To our right is the ulcerated tree spirit arena, and from there we could also see an item up on the top, and that's the one we got here. Now we just want to tie things together, going in here and just showing that it is connected. That is connecting up to the grace we just got. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump down, because I want to show you an important place right here. This is where we had the scarab in the middle, and those annoying face suckers. We get this in the corner, because we're going to get all of it. And that sewer is magnificent, and there is a guide to it that I link right now. And we're ready for the next zone. The next zone is the Western Rampart, and we are now completed all of the work in the city, the capital city, and we're working our way up again. So we are going to go up here on the dragon. I really want to get more on the dragon, but I just couldn't really walk anywhere else. But we can at least walk this way, get all the gravelstone as we move ahead, get in here, and then we get up sort of in a location above the city where we couldn't get to before, and we are now into a new area. Up the ladder, and we're gonna go up, and that should be, then we can finally see, get a really good view of the city. I think this is actually the best view of the city, and I can understand why that guard is not doing anything. He's just standing there marveling at the beauty of this creation by Miyazaki and everyone at FromSoft. Absolutely love it. They are beautiful, but we have no time for that. We have a dungeon to clear and enemies to kill. Yeah, there's always a guy around the corner, especially if you see some loot. If you see loot, and then there's definitely something there. All right, so we are gonna go in and get the grace right here. Get that one. This is also a good time to do some resting if you haven't done so already, because now all of the stuff behind you, you don't need to clear that at all. And we can jump down here, turn around the corner, and we get a cane sword. Okay, I'll have that, put it in my backpack, never use it again. And we have my favorite enemies, the snowmen with soap bubbles. Oh no, soap bubbles. Yep, that's that's okay. And we're gonna pull this lever. This lever is opening the gate that we said wasn't even the door, on the staircase. So now the main road of the city is connected now. We're not really gonna need it, but well, it's open now. This Valiant Gargoyle is honestly a bit annoying. So what we're gonna do is we are actually going to buff up. It's kind of a boss, so it is dangerous. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buff up in terms with full on with attacks. Get our flask of one-shot physics, and then we are ready to go in. Get a big attack here. We really want to get him down fast. So if you can do some charge attack and then another charge attack before he starts doing anything stupid. There we go. We actually knock him down. That requires a lot of damage. So probably not always going to be the case. And we'll just have to remember the fights. We've fought so many of these annoying gargoyles. Well, not all of the attacks are. But luckily, it's dead. And I'm going to use jump attacks on pretty much anything. I absolutely love jump attacks. Jump attacks and charge attacks, but most things are just really difficult to get charge attacks on. So, jump attacks it is. These guys just don't care. So, we use the opportunity to heal up. And there we go, and we get yet another golden seed that we can't use for anything. Now here we have several different options. We can go up the branch, and then we can go down. That's go to the Fortified Manor, or we can go up. That goes to the Erdtree Sanctuary, or we can move further. That's what we're gonna do first. This area is weird. I don't know how to say it. We're gonna take. There are two duelists. These duelists can be a bit tough, so if you can get a backstab in, that's a great start. And oh, that's not a great start. That is even worse. Alright, let's pretend that didn't happen and just be... Okay, that buff did not do anything. Oh, I thought it was gonna kill. And that's getting close. There we go. Easy. For our trouble, we got a Gravekeeper cloak. So I guess you're a Gravekeeper and not a duelist. Over here, there's nothing here, but it still bears just going over here and checking. Nope, nothing there. But we continue up, and one of the things that is so much screaming DLC to me is there are a couple of locations where in Caelid with the giant jar guy, and here is another location that is a big arena of nothingness. So there's nothing inside this arena. It just screams like DLC content of some sort, or I don't know what, but it's a big building that they placed a couple of places in the world, and it doesn't serve a purpose. It doesn't do anything. This duelist is much more manageable because he has the decency to stand with his back turned, and then we can get the critical attack in. Ritual shield talisman. If we go this way, this is important. There's nothing inside this one, but there's something inside the next alcove. This is where they sell hot dogs for the arena. And we have a few of these. We'll just kill enough to get our stamina and healing all the way up, or focus points and healing all the way up. And for some reason I decide to look for this again. We can hear someone's talking.
Continue your reflections, your rhythms. I must be the one to record them. What matters this issue of Radagon, really? The Erdtree, heart of the Golden Order, lies before our very eyes. Why must these qualms come to you now? We were on the very cusp.
Now, if Brother Corrin is not here, that's because you have not done the Gold Mask quest up to this point, but he is here. I will not be doing a quest walkthrough, but I will highlight when we get past some things that are relevant. We can buy from him if we feel so inclined. You can also see we have a chat option, and I'm not going to do that because, first of all, this is about the dungeon walkthrough. The quest walkthrough is something different. I'll also let you do the quest yourself, or you can watch my quest guides as they are coming online after we do all the zones. So now we move back here, and it is now time for us to move into the next area. And what we do is we clear the area in front of the Fortified Manor. The Fortified Manor is what the building you see over here on the right hand side. So we move up in order to move down the tree branch. I don't know, is it a root or a branch? Well, it has leaves on it, so it's a branch. So going down here, there are 3 dogs in this area. This area is not particularly difficult. There is one thing that can be a bit annoying, but aside from that, it's okay. You can see a little thing up on the roof that is enticing us to get up on that roof, and don't worry, we will. Oh, that dog really cheated us. So if you take that entrance, you can see on the left, that is where we're going to go in, that one. But we're not going to do it right now. We want to clear everything outside first, so that we can say outside is good. If we need to run back in, then we can take the inside afterwards. Now we come over here. There is the main gate that we opened up with the snowman and the lever, and we have the entrance to the Fortified Manor to the left. Now at this point, the archer there, you don't want to fight the guy with the shield while the archer is shooting at you. So go behind the claw here. With a bit of luck, not in this case, but with a bit of luck, the guy with the shield is actually resetting and just goes back and stands with the back turned. But that's not what happens here. It's okay, it's getting a bit messed up, but we can still get it. So I jump down and we get a few attacks. He falls down and now I'm kind of like, should I be jumping down to those? Because that seems like an all-round bad time. Luckily, a good solution presents itself. Hello. As they jump up, they are vulnerable and we can kill. So I wonder if the other one will also do the same. He will, thank you very much. Jumps down. Let him get back up again. Jump. And as he jumps up, he's not blocking. And we can then go down and finish him there. That was a really clean way of taking care of those two. That honestly can be a bit of a problem, killing both at once. Depending, of course, on your level and skill and luck and all that stuff. Now in this area, there's a few more things to take care of. There is this tricky jump here. Go on the nail. Jump on the roof, and this is a tricky jump, and I can't believe I get it in the first try. Jump on that little thing hanging out. You can't jump all the way, so you have to jump on that little thing and then jump all the way in. Managed to do it in the first try. That is exceptional. And then we get that stuff. So now there's nothing more. Well, there's one more thing in here. Get that. One old fang. Yay. And we are almost ready to go in, and just as we are ready to go in, it dawns on me that there is an item on there that we kind of missed, because right before the Valiant Gargoyle, there's an item. Right before the Valiant Gargoyle, there's actually a staircase down, and we are going to go run to that one. Let's run back again. And it's down here. And we have a little page down here, so we just jump on him. And we get the item out here. So at this point, we now can go into the Fortified Manor, and I'm sure that you will find it to be vaguely familiar. And here's the entrance. So an overview out here on the map side. Now we're going to go into number 6, the Fortified Manor. As we go in here, we start getting a sense of deja vu. Like, haven't we been here before? Like, wouldn't it be nice if there was like a blacksmith right here? That's a whetstone. That's very nice. And a hammer. And don't fall down. Just inch your way closer so you can pick up the item and go back up. We're going to do the top floor first. Otherwise you have to go out and go. And wouldn't it be cool if there was a Fear Deathbed companion in here? Nope. Not right now. But we get a hero rune level 1 instead. Very nice. And Roderica is not here either. And as we can see, if it hasn't dawned on you by now, it is the round table hold. So this is the real round table hold. And the other one is, I don't know, you never know. It seems like a continuous continuous pattern here. in FromSoft games. Whether the other one is an illusion, a rebuild, a different time, or whatever. We get a coated sword where the two fingers resided. Now that's more of a throne room now. We walk around. Go in here and get to Gideon's room first. This is where Gideon is residing. Instead of Gideon, we find a PvP item. And we go into the two husks location, nothing here, and into where we could find the dung eater, and there is an item. I wonder what item is going to be at the dung eater location. There is a seedbed curse. So we got one more seedbed curse to hand in to our good friend, I don't know, to the dung eater. It's a quest, we have to do it. Must do it. And we are lost. Go back. Get back into the main room, and then we take the next one out on the balcony, where there's no rush here, but there is something here. No rush here, but there's a little item. And we can go back to the location with Roderica and Hugh. And the one other path was where we came from, and then we jump down, and we are now downstairs. This is the area where Nephililu is residing, and this is the area that's unlocked with a stone sword key. We get a 2-finger prayer book, and we get some bolts. Go into the next room, and then surprise, surprise, there are actually enemies here. Like, oh yeah, there are enemies in this game, because we kind of forgot that. Fishing for a backstab, but no. The kitchen, nothing in here. So what we have done is pretty much all of it. No, not really. And we go over to the other side. Now, I've heard that some people saying that there could be a PvP invader thing here in this room. I haven't seen any, so don't know what that's about. Maybe you have it. Maybe it's a quest state that I am not in on the. That means that there can be a PvP invader sign there. Going in here, and we get a grace. That's very nice that we get a grace in this location. So we have it, and there's also a painting. I love the paintings. Painting is such a cool mechanic. So we get the flightless bird painting. Maybe I should do a guide on all the painting and all the locations. Just that would make sense, right? So what we have now is we have one locked door, and when you're in the round table hold, it actually this is not openable, but you can open it here and get access to the back part of it. This is basically that area, the courtyard, and up to that divine bridge. That divine bridge is also a location you can get teleported to earlier. So I already have that checkpoint, even though it's behind this location. And then we have one of my favorite enemies. Luckily, as you can hopefully see, I've gotten slightly better at taking care of them. Slightly, not good. Yep, I'm still greedy. But let's try not to be greedy. So when it opens and comes at us, you dodge to the side, and then that's a good opportunity to get a fully charged. Look at that damage. And we just back away since it starts spinning again. And go in and probably get captured. Ooh, that was way too close, but we get a good attack on it when it's open, so that's at least something. So with that practice run done, we can take the other one out even easier. Let's see. There's nothing else out here, so you don't have to worry about... Ow! Well... Yeah, that's even more smooth. Nothing else, so we don't have to worry about any other items here. Oh, that's way too close. Luckily, it decided to spin instead of grab. And grab. And then we do a counter to get a lot of damage in. And another spin. Just spinning, just back away. Just wait for it. Luckily, hopefully you have a location where there's plenty of room to spin. And we jump in. It's a bit risky because it'll probably grab. Nope, it backs up instead. Come in here. And we got it. Oh. As with pretty much any enemy in any Dark Souls games, patience is the way forward. You've just got to be patient. Wait for the attacks and counter. It's completely unlike Sekiro, where hesitation is defeat. But here we just wait patiently, wait for the openings, and then go in. And we get Smithing Stone 6, which also kind of indicates what level we're supposed to be. Supposed to have a +6 weapon at this location. Or getting a +6 weapon. But I have a +9 weapon. But you can probably easily get higher levels. And it's because of the Volcano Manor before this location. Volcano Manor has one level 9. So that's really good way to get a level. Also, Caelid has a 1 level 9 as well. Maybe more, but it definitely has one. So we take this elevator going up. Slowly, I guess. Usually the slow ladders are for liking and subscribing, but we could use the slow elevator for the same purpose. And we move all the way up here. And there is a grace called Divine Bridge. I've already taken it, so I'm not going to touch it because that would mean that I'm resting. We go out here, take the giant. We've killed so many giants by now that we know the drill. The procedure is always the same. Go for the ankles. We are truly ankle biters. 2 big attacks. Well, alright, let's get 3 done. There you go. Down you go. And then move out. And you get like absolutely absurd damage. 6,000 damage, but not quite enough. So we'll just finish it off here with more ankle biting. And that's it. Only 3,000 souls for that runes. So at this point, it is important that you've done everything you want to do before. So I've done now all of this area and also up towards that big arena. We need to go up the tree branch because if you take this incredibly useless location, you will actually be teleported to FromSoftware and you'll be at an incredibly useless location and you can't get away from it. It's annoying. Isolated Divine Tower. Well, it is isolated for sure. And there is no way out. You can kill yourself. But that's it. I think this is made for... It's a bit of a gacha for normal players, but also I think maybe for speedrunners or something where you can just go there. So what we can do is we're going to go back. And it's now time to start the next zone. So the next zone is the Erdtree Sanctuary. We now need to go start from the Rampart. Move past where the gargoyle was. Go up the tree branch, and this time we move upwards. And up the tree branch. Now that arena there, I don't know what it's for, but it's definitely something. It's not really in the game yet, but I think it's cool that they built something that's not in the game yet and then just go, yeah, we can always activate that later on if we want to. Maybe for PvP arenas or something like that just didn't have time to do. So at this point there are 2, literally branches in the branch here, and what we can do is we'll take the lower branch, but we'll first take care of these because otherwise if I go below them they might aggro or something. So we'll take care of these, and they are squishy. Oh no, you dropped down with my loot. Sure, that was the most precious loot we can imagine. So we go down here and follow the path down here. And we're now coming to a location that we could actually see very early in our walkthrough when we were just clearing the upper capital city. At that point we could look across a chasm, and I said we'll come back to that later with some poison flowers. Look at this, we have poison flowers. So lo and behold, if it isn't this location we are approaching now. There's not a whole lot of things up here, but hey, its sense of completeness is true. We must get everything we can. Going down here, and we get that item we looked at before. That's where we killed the Lion Guardian, and all we got was a Smithing Stone 6 for our trouble. But you never know, and we have to take everything. A small note, when we were up there with Brother Corin, you could actually continue on that ledge, basically here, but one tier up to the left and up that. There is actually one more item. There's a guy sitting and a dead guy sitting, and he has an item. So I think there's missing one item. So when you're at the Brother Corin, there's There's one more item up there. So, ha. Don't have to mention that in the comment section that I missed it, because I remember that I missed it. But recording is done. So we now take the upper branch and move up here, and there's a lot of things, and it kind of... So the main point here is don't get pushed off. They're not dangerous in themselves, and if you take a bit of damage, then so be it. But just don't get pushed off with bumps and stuff like that. Or roll off. So that's why I'm not rolling here, because I don't want to just roll off the branch. So I try to get it backed up, but nope. It's all good. Nothing too dangerous here. Don't even care about the poison damage. It's very low poison damage. And keep your shield up as you go around the corner. Go. And we get some holy grease. We're getting a lot of holy grease here, like 3 holy grease, and I think we also got one earlier, and we get some more. So that kind of could indicate that something is susceptible to holy grease. Though this weapon, the Blasphemous Blade, one of the weaknesses, it cannot be greased up. Obviously. Let's look at it. Doesn't seem greasable. And we now have a boss fight. This is a disappointing boss fight, to be honest. I mean, granted, we are a bit overleveled, and we've fully buff and all that stuff, but it's just like you'd expect something more. I know it's the spirit, the spirit of Godfrey, the first Elden Lord. You got, oh damn, the first Elden Lord. He must be tough. And I'm gonna go all in on the jump attacks here. I didn't even switch to my my boss weapon or talisman setup. I'm just gonna go for, yeah, I think we hit him like 5 times or something, and then big chunk out. Heal up. His big telegraphed attacks. Oh, kind of missed that. There. And oof, getting a bit careless. But it doesn't have a lot of hit points, but gives an amazing item, a talisman pouch. So that means we can now have 4 talisman if you've been doing it in the same sequence that I have. And that's actually that area. So next part is actually clearing the area here in this location, and then also working our way towards the next area, the Golden Throne. So we have a lot of things that we need to do, because we just went in here and got to the boss. Now after this boss, we're going to clear the area around. Well, the first thing we're going to do is, remember I said that the dragon was holding a weapon, and on that weapon there is an item. That's the item we're going to go for now. But there are also a few other interesting things here. But this is a dead end just for some quests and stuff. Here there is a sign, maybe you're missing among all the useless PvP signs. But here it says regression alone reveals something the truth. And that is a statue of Radagon, and we just heard Corvin complaining about why is Radagon here. And what you need to do is you need to cast the Law of Regression spell that we haven't gotten, but I'll show you where to get it. And we'll if you cast it there, then you get the answer and you can complete that quest. Again, I'll come back with a Corvin quest guide as well. You saw there was an invisible scarab. You maybe can hit it if you run and jump, but I missed it. Either way, it's not gone. It's just hiding up top. So we need to take care of the Crucible Knight first. Oh, he needs to take care of us. We've been doing these before. What I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on just getting the openings for a jump attack here and there. That was a clumsy one. That's a good opportunity to either heal and go in. And then you transition to phase 2, which is super easy because that drill, just dodge it, and you can actually get a nice fat attack in. And he is dead. So up here, I have been saving on my focus points because I want to make sure that I have the focus points for this part. So I'm going to use my Taker's Flame when it comes in. Boom. AoE spells are the best way to take care of these. Now, let's see. Oh, hold on. There is a bit more here. Before jumping down, let's just make sure that we show that there isn't anything more here. damn, I've been running around here like crazy, just hammering on everything, because there's actually on the map, there's some part to the left of us. Those, there's a room there. But if you here, there's a little kink in the fence. If you jump out at that point, you will jump safely here. Can jump safely there, and you can walk up. You can actually just slide off these if you're careless. See there, have to jump over that, and you get Bolt of Grandsax. That is the legendary weapon, and we can then teleport out immediately. Go back here. We're not done with this area. So that was a one legendary weapon taken care of. Up here we take this, and we get even more holy grease. We get so much holy grease. Sure, there's a pond there somewhere. And go over check the other little what is that? That's a gazebo. That's what it is, a gazebo. Nothing there. And we go up on this branch, which will both be progression, but also a few items that we need. Jump off the balcony, and we can go out here. This is progression area, and moving into the next boss fight and up that. But if we go to the side, we can jump onto the roof, and there's one of the windows that's broken, so we can jump back through the window. And here we can go back, or we can continue, and then we get a loot chest. Maybe you missed that, maybe you didn't. It's here. We get an Erdtree bow. I don't know. Don't think I need any more bows. Here we can get one more celestial dew, and kick down the ladder. That ladder just goes downstairs. I don't know why we'd want that. It doesn't really seem to go anywhere closer. And by taking this one, we get an item right here. And that is Golden Order Principia. And that one gives us the Law of Regression. The Law of Regression requires 37 intelligence to cast. So that's going to be an interesting challenge. It can be done. I did it. With my unintelligent warrior type. Oh yeah, so you see the grace before, but that thing is not dead. And luckily he takes a while to get up, so you can get some good hits in on him, because usually those Black Knife assassins are really annoying. So remember that, and then take care of it. So here we are going to get that loot. I feel that Gwendolyn should be lying there, but I guess not. Wrong game. And we're gonna rest, so we are fully healed, and I've also changed to my my boss fight equipment. And boss fight equipment basically means, no, I have not changed to my boss fight equipment. Why have I not done that? Huh, weird. Okay, well, we're gonna go all in on damage here. Again, maybe it's because we're a bit overpowered, maybe because I know the movement patterns of the boss by now, but this is probably not the best sort of guide to look at how to do this, because what I'm going to do is this is basically Morgott. We're going to go in and just try to get as many attacks in on him so we can stagger him pretty easily. And he staggers like that. We took a few hits, but it's not that much. We avoided most of it because we kind of know what he's doing. So heal up, and then he'll do phase transition, and we get a bit of damage in and move away. For his phase transition. Didn't get any damage in there. Oh, I did actually. And again, it's like that can be easily avoided. And oh, I don't know. He didn't really have a lot of hit points. Otherwise, we just deal a way more. Morgott's Great Rune, we got it. That's the final boss of this area, but there's a bit more, because you can't really get out of this. So we take this glorious throne. See, I skipped the cutscene deliberately because I want you to experience a cutscene by yourself. And also there is, anytime you rest in here, just try to see if there's an option in your resting to talk to Melina. This is impenetrable thorns, refuse all, none may enter the Erdtree. Oh well, so just as we thought we came to the end, it turns out there's more. There's always more. And at this point, when you rest here, you will get the progression of the of the quests, and you can move on and move into the new area. So I hope this walkthrough, lengthy as it is, was helpful, entertaining, and interesting for you. If it was, you know it. Be sure to hit the like button and comment below, share it with all your friends and family and all that good stuff, and consider subscribing for way more Elden Ring guides here on the channel. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, take care and stay effective.